Okay, a quick explanation of short that I covered today. This is NDEV, NDEV, and I shorted it right here on this day, on the 18th. And the reason I shorted it is, and I shorted it at about 34. So if I put the line in there. Okay, so about 34 right there. And the reason I shorted it is you see that it came here, right, and come up and came back down. It was actually fading from a pump way back here that actually I traded and shorted here. I shorted somewhere around 47, I think, and covered around 42 or something. I'll have to look at my log. But I had shorted this pump before, and see how it faded all the way down. And then this is kind of like a bounce from that. But the main reason I did short this was the level 2 down here was very thin at the time that I shorted it. But you see, the day I shorted it was the 18th. I covered it today here and actually covered it very well all the way down here at 28. That was not the original order I put in. The original order I put in was just at 31. I was just looking to make an easy amount of profit, but a small profit. But what happened is, and actually I was out when this happened, I had to do this from my phone and my iPad, is when it did finally break through here and the thin level 2 collapsed, it dropped straight through, and my order at 31 didn't get filled. So I should have been filled here. And it dropped through so quickly that my order didn't get filled. So when I found that out, and actually I received a message on Twitter, somebody that knew I was short it was asking Days Trader, at Days Trader. He sent me the message that the spread was all the way down to 28. And I had just started looking at it when that happened. So I adjusted my order to 28. And I was driving around and everything. So I had just come out of a store and noticed it, logged onto my iPad and my phone, changed the order all the way down to 28. And then, drove to the next errand I had to run. Went in there, came out. By the time I came out, it had filled at 28. So this was an advantage of it, not of my order not being filled at 31 and getting filled at 28. So that was a good idea that happens. Now, this does happen a lot, especially with OTCs. You'll get, in normal stocks, big board stocks, NASDAQs, American Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, you have what's called slippage. It moves so quickly that your order doesn't get filled. So it won't get filled at, $10, it'll get filled at 10.01 or 10.02. Here and down in the trenches of the OTCs, in the gutter, it won't get filled because it will just blaze by it. It will dump through it. And this happened. What makes this interesting is this level 2. You see right now it's built up. 28.60, 28.60, 28.55, 28. So, you've got a good support level. This didn't have this the past couple days. Since I've shorted it back here on the 18th, the level 2 was down at about at 34. The support kind of created itself at 34. It was like 34, 35, and then it was 28. There was a huge gap. 1 or 2 days might have shown up a 30 or 31, but it was small. It was 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. Nothing like what there is right now here. So it turned out to be a nice short, a good short. But the important thing that happened is it was a patience play. I shorted it here, and I waited. It never broke out. I knew it was never going to go all the way back up here. I knew it wasn't going to come all the way back up here, anywhere near it. It wasn't going to go there without getting pumped again. Even if it got pumped again, they wouldn't have spent enough money to send it up there. So it's only going to go down. I did not expect, of course, this to fall all the way down and spike straight through like that. So it turned out to be a very good very good trade for me. Especially, it's always good to have trades hit, I think, when I'm not around. When I'm not concentrating on. I'm out doing something else, not concentrating on my trading, and I find out that I have a good trade. So that was my trade for today. My cover. I did have two more positions that I entered into actually today. One is this IGXT. I shorted this one, kind of with the same kind of attitude, even though this fill doesn't seem very good right now. I got it at about 54, so about right there. So my idea on this is, and my thought process, and this is what usually happens, is you see that this was pumped. Whoops. Bring that down here. Whoops. Yeah. I need to correct that again. There we go. So, sorry about that. Go back up here. You see how this was pumped here, went up, and then it dumped on that day. Now, it'll bounce. What'll happen is it'll do what's called a bounce. It'll bounce play. People will buy it down here and send it up. And usually what happens is when it bounces like that, I'll short it there and at the top of that. But what I've done with this and what I've started to do, a lot like that one that I just covered today, is it'll go sideways for a while and then just start to fade. And 1 or 2 days, what I've noticed backtracking a lot of these and looking at it, it'll crack and just fall straight through for a day. And then it might come back up, just like NDEV did today for me. But to start this, what I've done is I've entered into a position smaller than I normally would. So what I can do is I will add if this goes up. Now, if it were to close today like this, you see the top of this candle here? You see how it's flat? That means it closed on the high. I would not add. I would wait for it to have something where it looks like this. Either this candle or this candle. Because then that shows a weakness. See, it went up and it could not hold its high and came back down. Went up, could not hold the high and came back down. So when that happens, I'll add to it. So, but again, I started a small position, so it's what's called a starter position, and I'll add as this goes up. Again, I know I'm protected. This is not going to go up anywhere near this high. It probably won't even get half as high as it was before. The level 2 on this one, though, not really helping me at the moment. It wasn't like this when I had the order in. But you see massive support, 92,000 at 54. You have some resistance here, 58. Right now, it's just looking like it's going to hold 54. So that might be there just to create. That's fake. I'm sure it's fake. ETRF. That's just there to create a false sense of security. So, but as it moves up, I'll add, but probably not till about the mid-60s. And then today, again, with Voil, which I think is the 4th time I've traded this. So every time it's spiked, I've managed to get some shares and have a nice, and I have to wait, and then it comes back down and feels pretty nice for me. So this I got at 85, and I put this order in last night, to tell you the truth, late last night, 10 p.m. I put this order in thinking that, oh, well, it won't, if it comes all the way back up here, I'd be surprised, but I was thinking it would take 2 or 3 days. So I just put the order in at 85, and it filled today, this morning. So now I'm short at 85. Again, this should fall. I'm not looking for anything, a major fall. I'm looking for maybe the 70s, mid-range 70s. I don't think this, I'm not worried about this going up above $1. If it were to, I'd look to add. I wouldn't look to get out of it at any time. I've shorted this one. I shorted this one here, up here, somewhere around here, I think, and here to there. Then I shorted it again here and to here. So this is the 3rd time I'm shorting this one, but it keeps giving the setups, so you can't deny the setups. Okay, well, just wanted to show my trade that I covered today. It was a patience trade. I get a lot of questions about that. How long do I wait? Or can I wait that long? Or is it, how can you possibly do that? Or why would you do that? That's why I do that. That's why I hold it that long. I hold it for waiting for it to come, in. This is my screenshot that goes into my log, which I put in my log, which is on Google Drive. If anybody wants to see my log, just send me an email and I'll give you access to it. But do this for my log so I can always come back and see it. That's how on my log I know that I traded this over here. Right? But I do this. I give the day that I got it, the price, the day that I got out, and the price. Again, if you want to see my log, just let me know. Send me an email and I will share it with you. And it's got everything I've traded on it. And 90% of them have this kind of a screenshot. So you can look at the chart and see what I trade and how I trade. I use my log a lot, so I look at it to verify a pattern or to see if I've traded something already, which happens. A lot of times something will bounce. I'll notice something, so I go back to the log, take a look, and go, oh yeah, I've already traded this. And because I write notes on it, I write the notes of the strategy, the idea that I'm getting in, and where I'm going to get out, and then when I get out, the day that I got out, how I got out, and then I put the